This is Mr. Test Tube Head, and I wanted to show you my carbon monoxide event map I've been building up. November is Carbon Monoxide Awareness Month, and we have far too many deaths in this world due to carbon monoxide. There are thousands of websites dedicated to this. I decided to put my efforts to the chemistry of it, and as part of the grade 10 science curriculum in Ontario, Canada, and present the data in a visual form rather than in a list of casualties. So I've created this searchable world map. My focus is on my home country of Canada, where you can zoom in and see the events that have happened. There is a map key over here, and you can find out what each of these icons means. Okay, if the icon is black, then it means the gas was not carbon monoxide, but something else, though they tend to travel in packs. Black planes are there because a plane went down because of some emergency attributed to pilot error, typically pilots ignoring warnings for the plane to pull up and such. And a number of monoxide deaths have to do with people pulling the batteries out of their monoxide alarms because their senses don't tell them that there's a problem. And if highly trained pilots can crash into a mountain because they cannot see evidence of why the plane is yelling, pull up, then it's something as humans we have to deal with. If the event took place in a car, which is a very frequent form of death in a developed country where there are cars, you will see the car symbol appear instead of a standard skull and crossbones. Symbols like a book give you further reading on a topic, and the one symbol I love, the yellow star, means people successfully evacuated a home for a working smoke detector. If you click on the event, if possible, I found pictures of the victims and news links leading you to their story. It's very tragic. These events are highly tragic, but they're also highly public. And if the event occurred at a private home or a personal residence, I don't flag its exact location, only the proximity. But if it's a public place, like a mall, a hockey arena, or a hotel, then the peg may be exactly on the spot. So you can peruse the world looking for these various events to come to a kind of understanding of what's going on in terms of carbon monoxide. I have the island of Carbotopia here, which is where I wish we could be. The little treasure chests in Carbotopia would be good for teachers to help educate their students with. Okay, and if we go back to this event map legend here, you can expand this legend and look, it's October 22nd, and this is what I found so far this month. This is just awful. Get a carbon monoxide detector today. Once you go below the 2019, I've sorted it by year simply because there are too many events for me to organize otherwise. I would never stop with this if I continued to locate them. Underneath, you'll find readings and links that will give you sort of educational resources. The island of Carbotopia, where nothing wrong happens. And here is a link to foundations of people who have died from carbon monoxide, and their survivors have created foundations in their memory to try to further awareness about carbon monoxide. One of the striking things you'll notice, obviously, the high north of the world, like Canada, Greenland, there's essentially no data because very few people live there. This entire northern part of Canada only has like 50,000 people. But in areas like Africa, there simply is no reporting. I cannot locate these events. And if I do, they're in a foreign language. So it's not for want of trying. I've done my best there. The one that is kind of odd that I find strange is Russia. I can find a great deal of events in the states surrounding Russia, from the Ukraine to Estonia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan. But in Russia itself, there seems to be a very limited amount of data, yet the data that's there indicates the safety hazard in Russia is remarkably high for a developed country. So it's an area I simply can't get any further answers on. But I'm hoping in this format, it as a visual format, it helps drive home the need for carbon monoxide awareness. And I hope you find this map and my website useful. If you find an error on this map, and there are several, I've got to track them down. When a situation has been reported, very often the media, so if I go to Saguenay, the media might say, one time they'll say Saguenay, another media report might say well north of Quebec City, and I will find conflicting media reports that peg the situation within a very large area, and then I have to try to decide where it is. There's also a date problem. I may have posted some on the wrong date, because let's say the event occurred in 1999, the court case was wrapped up in 2012, and the media reported it in 2006 and again in 2012, and then an archive appeared in 2019 and it shows the 2019 date. I can sometimes wind up with 7 or 8 dates trying to figure out which one is the date of the accident itself. If you find such an error, what you need to do, if you would like to help me, is find the exact latitude and longitude of that spot. And if you know the exact latitude and longitude, you can give it to me and then I can track it down and correct it. Other than that, if you just give me an entry, there are almost 1,000 of them on this map now. I'm not going to be able to edit it by entry number. If you have lost a loved one and their flag is here, and you would like to add any photographs that I could not find in the media, you are welcome to communicate with me, and I can add their photos as part of a memorial to your loss. Thank you for your time.